Sean is with us in Oklahoma. Hey, Sean, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thank you for having me, sir. I appreciate the time you've given me.
Sure. How can I help?
I have a pretty big question, and I'm a general contractor in the oil field. I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. Like I said, I'm a general contractor in the oil field. I've been one for about 6.5 years now, and I've accumulated a debt. I owe on a truck, a camper. I have student loan debt, some some hospital bills. But my biggest problem is I've been pretty irresponsible and haven't done taxes since I started general contracting. I do have a CPA working on everything right now. The process is slow going well right now. But my other problem is, unfortunately, I have a felony charge that I cannot afford to fight anymore. Work is pretty inconsistent as a general contractor, and I can't even save for baby step one right now. And I'm wondering whether I should try and take care of my debt or if I should try and fight this felony more and just put everything I can possibly make towards getting another lawyer.
Obviously I don't know the details on the felony situation, but when I hear that word, it scares me.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
And because that typically means jail time.
Yes, I've already served my jail time.
Oh, you already have?
Yes, sir, I have.
So what are you fighting then?
I'm trying to appeal it. I have an assault and battery on an officer, and unfortunately it looks very, very bad on paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't do the charge, and I listened to the wrong advice from my lawyer. I should have had someone else, but it is what it is now, and my only option is to fight it if I choose to.
Yeah. So did you plea it out?
I pled no contest because that was my lawyer's recommendation.
Right.
And it was a bad idea.
Because now you got this huge black mark on you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so have you talked with an attorney that gives you hope that it can be overturned?
I talked to a lawyer in Oklahoma City for the appellate court, and he said he charged me a $5,000 retainer to file the paperwork to appeal it. The appellate court denied my claim, and he said basically he's done at that point, and if I choose to use him for anything else, it's another $5,000. Mm-hmm. I obviously cannot afford that every time. I've thought about getting a different lawyer.
If the appellate court denied your claim, what's the next step?
They said I can go through the felonious court system, and then after that, it's Supreme Court if they deny my claim.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 31, and I just turned 31 last year.
What do you make when life is good and you're out there working hard and you're not distracted? What do you make?
I can make up to $600 a day, almost. I can make anywhere from 10 to 20 grand a month.
Yeah.
But work's very inconsistent, and I've been struggling for quite a while now. I'm about to give up on everything, honestly.
Does this felony charge keep you from doing that work? No, it probably doesn't.
No, sir, it doesn't.
Yeah, they probably couldn't care less in the oil field. Okay.
No, it keeps me from being a company employee in a lot of spots, unfortunately.
Sure.
Because I have filled out several applications on.
Sure.
On
when was the plea or the no contest and the time served? When was all that?
2017. I pled no contest, and the judge gave me.
So how long have you been out?
I've been out almost 2 years now.
Okay. Where in Oklahoma are you?
I live in Tulsa.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I have a son that's about your age. All right. And so, what I would tell him if he is in exactly your situation is this: you have been through a life-altering situation. You've been through a mess, and there's probably a lot of value for you in putting it behind you. I don't know anything about criminal defense, just some vague understanding of all of that, so I'm not an expert on this. but it sounds to me like when you're down to your only option is basically, two options, one of which is the Supreme Court. I'd say your chances are pretty slim to none that you could throw a lot of good money, a lot of energy, and a lot of distraction after trying to get your name cleared, and it probably never happens. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to a very short version of your very long story, though, so I know that. But
Yeah.
based on what you told me, I think there's a great value for you spiritually, emotionally, financially in putting all of this in your rearview mirror and step on the gas and head off into your future with a smile. And let's go make a bunch of money and work our butts off and clean up our debts and pile up a bunch of money, start and run your own business, in which case, by the way, you work for yourself and you don't need a you don't have a need for a background check on it with an employer or something like that. I did not have a felony conviction. I did have a bankruptcy that I filed when I was about your
Yeah.
age, Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And it does leave a mark, and there's some things that even now, 30 something years later, when I fill it out, it doesn't count that much against me now, but it's still some places that they just don't want to, you can't do that if you ever file bankruptcy. So forever, I can't do that. And forever,
Yeah.
you've got a felony. And so you're gonna, you've lost some rights, you've lost some access to some things forever. But I don't know that you've got a real. I don't know enough about it because I'm not an expert. But what you told me made me sound. It's several years behind you. You've had legal advice that took it to appellate court. They slammed your door shut on that. It doesn't sound good, man. It doesn't sound like you could spend $100,000 and get nothing in 10 years of your life and get nothing on this. Meanwhile, you could have gone ahead and had a life. And so I'm going to recommend you go ahead and get a life. There's a great church there in that town that's a good friend of mine named Craig Rochelle has a church called lifechurch.tv. And I want you to go call those people and go sit down and talk to one of their pastors. And I want you to get some advice more than just this radio show. Because I think you need somebody that's guiding you in your spiritual walk as well as your emotional decisions because you have been through hell. And I want you to have a bright future, and it's probably going to require you put some of this stuff in your rearview mirror and move on.